What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everyone's doing good. I'm worn out, tired again, working too much at work, but hey, it is what it is. Sorry for my face looking all crazy. I'm a little burnt being out in the sun, and this computer screen makes things way too bright. Anyway, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Thanks to all of you that have come out to witness the craziness of what you call Gooniac. Um, but what's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? Not going to be a long, drawn out show today, but we will be on for a little bit and we will be talking about some stuff. So, before we get started, take a look at my website, take a look at the description here. Shows you everything you need to know about Gooniac and about what I do. Going to be more stuff going up talking about what it is that I'm actually venturing out into doing more of. But RC EDFs, mainly the burners, that's what I started with. And then we're doing lots of other things with regular planes now that I've branched out to other stuff. But anyway, check out the website, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that goodness, and then look at all the different ways you can support Gooniac if you feel like doing so. Again, that's all in the description, so take a look there. But anyway, so with that out of the way, let us do well, shout outs to all the people that have shown up today, decided to get into the chat with me. Is that Kenny on there? Holy crap. Kenny, what's happening, Kenny? We miss you. Haven't seen many of your live streams. Hope you didn't take offense when I kept saying you're on all the time because that was mainly a joke. But anyway, what's up, Kenny? How you doing? Hanger 51. Glad to see you here. Let's go back up and see who else was here. Mr. Mike Bird, what's up with you? Mr. Big Chris, what's happening? Mr. Victor RC Jets, trying to see where Mr. Victor RC Jets has to go because he's always here, but he has to go do something else. So I want to see if he's going to actually be here today. But if not, it's okay. And he said hi, so I appreciate you saying hi, Victor. You always do, and you're much appreciated for doing that. RC Pilot Will, what's up with you? I've been trying to keep up with you a lot too, and stay on the all the shorts and stuff that you're doing. And thanks for the advice on shorts because that's been helping. I've gained 400 subscribers in the last month, so the uh, the short stuff really works. I didn't know that. So anyway, thanks to RC Pilot Will and RC Plane Reviewer for helping out with that. Paul McNeil, what is up with you? Who else we got up in here today? I already said him. CTRC Flying 2001, what is up with you? Howdy, howdy. And all of who else comes on, I'll shout you out as you get here. We only got 6 people in here right now, but I know that's going to change. I haven't blasted stuff out on most of the social media stuff. I shared it, I think, like 19 times on the stuff that I've done. But what I used to do was get on RC groups, but RC groups has just turned into a freaking banter fest where people just like to argue and complain and whine and blah, waggle their little mini penis around. So I don't really get on there anymore, but I plan to do it a couple times just to see if I can get more people to get on here. But anyway, I'm just here to do what I do, um, interact with people's, see what y'all want to talk about, and see how it is that I could actually help people if they would like to have some help. As I've been saying, I did make a couple changes to the YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I did change the background and do a couple other things, move some things around on the page. So if you've noticed, let me know. I'm trying to do some more of the community posts so that people can interact that way. But if not, um, there's always ways. Comments on videos, comments on shorts. Like I said, shorts are getting a lot of attention, which is cool. But and I will get back to videos. I haven't been flying much because I've been working, basically working every weekend. Um, Not for a long period of time, but like this Sunday, I got to go back. Um, Spend about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours at work. So it just throws things off. I get one day off and then not. Um, but anyway, take a look at the channel. It is changing, getting a lot more subscribers. So to those of you that are new, thank you for being here. And hopefully I get more people just here to watch and learn more stuff. I see Lori just signed on. So what's up, Lori? How are you? Um, Thank you for being here as always. But so thanks to all the new as the Petrincic brothers say, thanks to all the subscribers and viewers. But thanks to all of you that have signed in for today to say what it's up to the Gooniac. So yeah, and hit the like button. Hitting likes actually helps a lot. I've noticed that, especially with the shorts. I had one short that got over 12,000 hits, which is a lot for me. I know some people. I think Pilot Will's got something that's like over 800 something thousand hits. So all it takes is just the right one. And I'm not really here for that anyway. But if it happens, it happens. Cool. But that's not my main focus. I just want to be able to interact with people, get back out to flying. My goal is always to help people become as successful as they can with flying. A lot of people like to see others crash. I don't. Only time I like seeing people crash is if they've done something bad to me or they've purposely ignored something I've said. I don't want to see them crash, but I will laugh when it happens. I crash, just not very often, but I do crash. And when I do, I usually tend to laugh it off. So anyway, I've got so many planes now till I don't even care if one goes away. The only one that really hurt was the MiG-21 because I can't get it anymore unless I order it from somewhere else. But anyway, I'm tired of them scruffy, bored of them grays showing up. I keep thinking I got specks on my face, but what do you know? It's a gray. So yes, thanks for. Yes, Lori, it's been a very busy week. Very busy. So I'll just talk about what's going on with me. I'm basically having. I work for the Department of Energy, and I work in the fleet department and support. So basically, I maintain a fleet of vehicles, all different types. Also equipment. And this week, what our main focus for the last few months has been to get all of our generators taken care of. And some of these generators vary from like 25 kilowatts, which are little small things, all the way up to the size that we worked with today, which was 450 kW, which is huge. It's a big, near 1,000 horsepower motor. So anyway, had a lot to do today. Had to change the batteries in that. Had to do a fluid change on that, which is lots of heavy work. But is what it is. After I got that done, then I had to go fuel another big heavy piece of equipment and then another generator. So it was just really busy, and it's been that way for the last few months. But so not much RC, but I do plan on getting back to some RC building this weekend, possibly flying. But like I've been saying, I'm getting stuff that is hand launch and simple so that I can fly at places that are closer. So anyway, so let's do this part here is what's new? What is new since we last talked? So I think that the new Super Tucano is shipping, which is cool. I haven't ordered one. I'm not going to do a pre-order. I will order that plane once it's out. Once it's in stock, I'll order it. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be a sale of some kind. Or maybe not. Sorry for the shaking. I'm trying to get my monitor to work here. Nothing handled. Anyway. But what else is new? I mean, I've seen a few things. Actually, Pilot Will, I see you. Let me get to that in a second. But what all is new? I've seen that came out. I think there might be some new tech. I don't know, but if anybody knows of anything, let me know. I haven't actually. Yeah, there were those planes. So Tim Jusins, are you talking about the Super Tucano? You're talking about it, and it doesn't surprise me. So this is the thing. We're going to talk about some EDFs today, but as I was pulling out the EDFs, I noticed that I have a whole bunch of motors, and I got those motors for two different things. So one of them was the Eflite D18. I bought motors for that to possibly change, and then I also bought motors for my racing P51s because I've had upgraded motors in those before. Okay, so Tim Jusins is talking about that. So that's one thing I used to like to do. I'd upgrade pretty much all the anything I got, and I found stuff that worked. I don't know if I showed you guys those motors or not, but we're not going to do it today. We'll do that for another day. But I did go through and change motors, change props, change power setups, and make them work. What I like about the Super Tucano is that it's got a 5-blade prop that actually makes a really cool sound. It might need more power. I'm not really cool. I don't really care about how fast it goes. Just I want it to look scale and sound cool. And I have to look at that prop and see if it might work on the FMS plane. Yeah, and I did too. John VHRC did some good videos. RC Pilot Will, let me get to what you were saying. But yeah, John VHRC, if you guys haven't watched, I consider him like a brand ambassador for me. He is always supporting Gooniac, which I very much appreciate. So I try to shout him out when I can. I've posted a couple videos of his, but he's a good dude. Always gives me a shout out when he can on all of his videos. I'm linked in all of his videos from a certain point. But he's a good dude. Check out his page. But let's see. So RC Pilot Will was bringing something up. We're going to change up the subject here too. We're going to go to a different band, subjects. Anyway, are you familiar with the Hobbywing 160 amp high voltage ESCs? Are they new? Because the older ones I did know a little bit about, but not the newest of the newest. Scotty Story, I see you too. What's up, man? How you doing? Okay, so I'm not familiar with it. If it's the newest of the new RC Pilot Will. But he said he heard the Aerostar ESC is prone to fail in the Super Tucano. Okay, so that makes me wonder though, is it prone to fail with the way they have it set up, or is it prone to fail? If you leave it in the stock default settings, sometimes it might be a conflict. So if you're able to get in there and change them, that could be a good thing. So I don't know. I'd have to check and see. A lot of times it's because people have the settings wrong. Okay, so Tim Jusins, so we're still on the Super Tucano. Doesn't need more power, just a better quality motor and ESC, which is easy to do. Not hard, but you shouldn't have to do that with a stock plane. So Scotty Story just got one of those L3s. I have one. Since I've been so swamped with stuff, I haven't flown it yet, but I have one ready to go. I need to get out there and fly that one. Angle of Attack RC is here. What's up? So he said it cut out on him. Okay. So if I remember right, I don't think they were 160s. I think they were 155s, or that was ZTW. Maybe they were 160. I don't know. Any idea why it cut out? Did it cut out and not come back, or did it just cut out and then come back on? Because sometimes that's a setting thing. And then Scotty Story V good are actually V bad. I've seen several of those smoke for no reason, just poof, gone. So they are not V good, they V bad. I think that RC Plane Reviewer had issues with one too. But yeah, they ain't no good. That ain't no good. I ain't gonna be getting that. So Fred Barron, what's happening? How are you? Thank you for being here. What is up, Mr. Fred Barron? Oh, we got more people in here now. Cool. What's up, everybody? Thank you, guys. So Scotty Story, from what I've heard too, yeah, and that's what they're saying. That's what they're doing now. They're sending hobby wings. Um, most of these ESC, you know what's funny? Even the Avian ESC is a hobby wing. Just rebadged and a couple proprietary things done to it. But Yeah. Oh wow. So they see how bad the V goods are, and they took them off the website. That's good to know. So um, just keep on talking with whatever it is that you guys want to talk about, but take that off of here and let's do a little bit of EDF discussion. But just because I'm talking about EDFs doesn't mean I can talk about other things. So if you guys got anything you want to talk about, anything you want to bring up, let me know. I'm just going to hover through a couple of the things because I said that this was going to basically be about EDFs. Well, it's going to be about anything. Um, I just wanted to concentrate on some of the EDFs that I want to be working with in the next couple months, because I haven't done anything. I have 2 planes that I for sure want to get done and flown, which is the well, make that 3. I'm not even gonna count. I have a whole bunch of planes. So one of which is that L-39 that Scotty Story was talking about, um, and then the other one is uh, the Tomcat, 64 millimeter Tomcat. I still have, and what else? The 80 millimeter Rafale, the 80 millimeter Alpha Jet that I just got, the 80 millimeter F5, which is just going to be a replacement for the old one that fell apart after all those years of service. I have a whole bunch of prop planes I still need to get flown. But oh, I have the new a new airframe for my 70 millimeter F-104 that's got to go together too. But yeah, I'm falling behind, and I have a whole bunch of batteries that need to be soldered as well. So we'll see. I have some orders I have to get done too. So I'm just way too busy. I actually have to work on cars. I gotta change my upgrade the been doing the research for my car. I'm gonna upgrade the brakes, but I have to change the axles first, which I still haven't done. But so guys, keep talking about whatever it is that you have on your mind. But my topic was going to be EDFs, and literally I have EDFs of all sizes here with me today, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be using in some of my latest projects that are coming up. Another one was this 50 millimeter Zane MiG 17 is another one of those that's going to be worked on as well. That's good to know because the JP fans require special timing and PWMs and other stuff. So having the hobby wings, you can do it. Those V goods were just doo-doo. Total doo-doo. And yeah, Pilot Will, that's what I've seen. Most people have issues with the thing just catching fire either on landing or I've seen people have them in the air. So it's just, terrible. And hopefully they don't take the plane up with it when they do go. But let's see what else here. Cut out while trying to take off. It was still on the ground. Batteries are fresh. Range checked. Did everything first attempt to fly since it had been installed. Yep. And then I've seen that too, where they come in. EDFs are not EDFs, but ESCs on EDFs. It's almost always best to have them on the intake side for cooling, because that cold air going in is actually better than the air going out. So, depends on how you want to do it. But so let's talk about EDFs of all sizes. What got me started with EDFs were 50 millimeters, and I don't have the old 50 millimeter because I used to get them from Banana Hobby and Hobby King. But here is a 50. This is an X-Fly 50. This isn't the one that I'm going to use because it had cut stuff here, but I have a new one that I plan on using on a couple projects. They are cool little outrunner motors. Let's see what the kV is on it. 4600 kV. Is that 4600 or 4800? 4600. So, and they run on 3S or 4S. I'm going to run all of them on 4S because that's just how we roll. But we got all different. This is what got me started, and I had the Banana Hobby 5-blade. They had a little goofy-looking outrunner, and it used originally 3S packs with little funky little connectors, and then I got the harebrained idea to throw 4S on there, and the 4S worked incredible for about 4 or 5 flights, and then I destroyed the rotor because it was out of balance and they were poorly made. So, no good. But I learned how to balance as a result. So as a result of that, I learned how to balance so that you not only have that really cool sound on 4S, but they'd also last. So I did that with a couple planes. I had the MiG-15 that I flew that on. So you guys always tell you Victor always has something else to do, but he did come by to say hi, so I'll give him credit for that. Tell the air boss we said howdy. So let's see, angle of attack. That's Mr. Anthony Lachey. What's up? So he says the X-Fly 4S motors run on 5S all day. I believe you. Okay, that's cool. I'll have to try that out. I don't have any 5S batteries that size though, so that's interesting. And believe it or not, one of my fastest planes is 50mm powered. It's an 11-blade fan running a 4300 kV setup, and it's my little screamer, and that thing is quick. Anywhere from 115 to 130 miles an hour, depending on the battery, depending on the day. But it is a sweet little bird. So we're going to have to skip 64 millimeters, because I don't have one of those with me right now. I have it in a plane that is in my storage unit, but I'm not there where my storage unit is. So we can't talk about that. But I have some X-Fly 64 millimeters that I will be running in my, let's see, that I'll be running in my Lippish P15. So, but I don't have those here. I can't show you. But I do have X-Fly's newest 70mm, which I plan on using in something. I don't totally know what yet, but I will use it in something. It has a 30mm motor. So here's the deal. X-Fly and FMS are very similar because the people that make X-Fly used to work for FMS. And I think they're the ones who originally designed this stuff anyway. So, you know how that works. Somebody leaves, they take their stuff, and then they, wasn't really supposed to be there. It's supposed to be the other company they worked for, but he designed it, so he took his own stuff. So there, they call it X-Fly. They change the rotor here, so it's a little different. It's not the same as FMS, but the housings are similar, mostly the same. The motors are mostly the same, but the KVs are usually different. So this one is a 30mm motor, but it's 2000 kV instead of 1900. So this 30mm, just 30mm on its own will give you more RPM simply because it's larger. But you're not only going to get increased RPM because of larger, but you're also going to get increased RPM because of higher KV. So the older ones that X-Fly made were the 28mm motor, and they were terrible. I think that's what killed my my 70mm F104. Because it just did something weird and the motor didn't work right. But I think they ended up giving that motor to Andy Cho, so it ended up working how I wanted it to in someone else's plane. But this is a 70mm. These will fit in FMS because they've got the same footprint. They drop right in. But that's going to be one that I'd run on 6S. It's just a matter of me finding a new airframe for it. So let's see. This is somebody else. There are lots of people talking. Good. I'm glad to see you guys chatting up in here. So interesting. Yeah, those things are strange. So what did I put in my Foxbat? I put my own fans in my Foxbat because I used end runners. That thing flew pretty good, but it was a little bit tail heavy because of the extra fans, the extra weight of the end runners. But the Foxbat can be a cool plane. So which one did you win on the show? Was it the 80 millimeter? If it is, those are good. It just depends on the plane you put them in. That's cool. So that's a 70. Now I've got a couple different 80s here. I don't have a free wing 80. Not with me here, but free wing is being a little misrepresented here because I don't have them. But I do want to show you guys these, which are cyclones, which use the older FMS in-runner fan housing. And I think they use X-Fly rotors. I don't know. But either way, Spencer Keith is the one who put me onto these, and I still have yet to put them in a plane. But I have two different varieties here. This one is the 6S version. The cool thing is these are free wing housing, so they drop right in for anything 80 millimeter and free wing, regardless if it was an outrunner or in-runner, doesn't matter. These fans drop right in. So they have this cool new motors, which are, I think, something similar to FMS because they've got the fan internally. This is a 36 millimeter motor. This one's for 6S. This will be put into a couple different planes. I mean, I could put them into a couple different planes, but I don't know what this is going to go into yet, but I will figure that out. This is brand new. I got it from RC Castle. And I've got to try it in something that I'll keep 6S. But that will happen. Just don't know when. It'll happen soon. So there's one. That's the 6S version. Now this is the hot rod here. This is the one that Spencer Keith is ranting and raving about, and for good reason. He got his Avanti screaming like a dang demon with this thing. So should I just knock out? Anyway, I ordered it with the ESCs. So it's got the free wing 120 amp ESCs. And then this is the 8S ESC. And then this is the fan. I think it's 8S. Yeah. So this is the fan. This is for anything free wing. It will drop right in to the free wings. This is an 80 millimeter. This is a Cyclone. And it looks like it's a combination of 3 different motors. Cyclone and RC Lander are one and the same, as far as I know. So this is like an RC Lander motor, which could be an X-Fly motor, which could also be an FMS motor because it looks the same. They've got the fan built in there. And this is a 1900 kV, and it's meant for 8S. So this is an 80 millimeter meant for 8S. Definitely something that I plan on getting going. I have 8S packs now that I wasn't, it's 8S packs have not always been available, but they're becoming more available now. So yeah, there's the ESC. I have to get all that stuff set up. But I have a couple different planes I want to try it in. What I'd love to try it in is the MiG-21, but I don't have it anymore. What's his name? Spencer has been flying his in his Avanti and several other planes. This thing makes the 80 millimeter F-14 fly as it should have out of the box. And there you go, Scotty story. That's what I was going to say right there. Spencer Keith has videos of him flying the 80 millimeter F-14 with small 8S packs. You don't need huge packs, but small 8S packs. and thing is like flying exactly like it should. Tons of power. It's still reasonably light too because it's the packs are small. I think he's flying 4,000 or 3,800, but they're high volt 8S setups, and it's incredible. So that's another option. Cyclone, you can get those from RC Castle. Depending on where you are, you could even get them from Turbines RC, if I remember right. So now we've gone 50. I skipped 64 because I don't have anything here. Went to 70. So we just did a couple 80s. So let me think. Is this an 80? This is an 80. So let's take a look. No, that's not the 80 yet. That's a 90. We're going to go back down to 80. So I want to do 80. The one that I'm missing. Yeah, I'm missing what I'm looking for, but I'll just show you guys. This is the X-Fly. I usually don't recommend this motor just because it's hot. I've used it in a few planes, and they've been good. I've had no problem. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the older 3820, 2200. These are this is a small motor. As you can see, this fan will hold a bigger motor, and that's what they have now. They have a 36 millimeter motor that fits in there just fine, and it's 2300 kV, and it doesn't even get warm. This one gets a little hot, but it still works great. There you go, 8S Cougar. That's what somebody's been using too. The 8S Cougar works really good. This fan transforms the Eflite F18 or the FMS F18. Just this motor alone makes that plane fly better than you'd ever imagine it would. And then when I got the 36 millimeter motor version and put that in my F18, it got even better. The amp draw was less, thrust was higher. There was no heat. This has heat. This is kind of a small motor for this setup. It's right on the edge of working. So unless you to get your timing and everything right, you could fry your stuff if you use just as it is right here. But if you get the timing and everything right, it works great. The 36 millimeter version, which I don't have here right now, works really good. I think maybe I put it in my Alpha Jet already. I don't remember. But anyway, this is a good fan, especially in the Eflite F18. Works great. Just get the timing low. Get the timing down to 5 degrees. Reset your default settings, and will work a lot better. So that's an 80. The one that I don't have here, which I wanted to show you guys, was the FMS 80 millimeter with a 36 millimeter motor. That is a very versatile fan because it can not only do 6S like it's designed to, but it will do 7 and 8. So 7S is probably the sweet spot, which I plan on using with my Futura because I have that fan in the Futura. And I also have that fan in my T7A. But I plan on doing 7S with that. But yeah, so we've got a lot of versatility here. And the crazy thing is these are not expensive fans. These fans actually are reasonably priced, especially when we get to these. So this is the FMS 90 millimeter fan. This is the 1500 kV. So this is an 8S. But this is, to me, this is probably one of the best kept secrets out there as far as 90 millimeter fans go. This is not expensive. This is lots of power coming out of this thing, and you can bump it up 2 cells. So this is an 8S, but it will do 10. A sweet spot is 9, but it's a 40 millimeter motor. It's 1500 kV. So even on 8S, it's still conservative. You can still, the amp draw is right around 106. I think my peak amp draw was just a little under 110. But you can go up a cell. But this is metal too. So this is, considering all that you're getting, this thing costs, I think the max is 120 bucks. So for something like this, with the metal, it comes pre-balanced out of the box. This is a really good fan. They have a 4S version. I mean, not 4S. They have a 6S version also that I use. I use both. So this is what I have in my 90mm free wing F-16. And the plane flies incredible. Low amp draw for what it is. And if I wanted to, I could go up a cell. So I see you Terrible's had issues with Cyclone. I haven't, so I recommend it. The most important thing that most people need to do when they get their EDFs is get your settings right. So a lot of these manufacturers will actually tell you what to set your plane at. I mean, what to set your settings on for these EDF units to run their best. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. But one of the most important ones is the what do you call it? The JP fan. I don't have a JP fan here, but the JP fans are very picky about their PWM, about their timing, and about other stuff. So you have to set them exactly as they say. Otherwise, they gonna burn. They gonna burn up. So, so yeah, as I was saying, the one that I don't have here with me right now because I put them in my planes are the 1850 kV 6S, which have a 40mm motor, but it's a little bit shorter. Now those can actually do 7 and 8S, no issue. They look exactly like the one I just showed you with the slightly different size on the motor. But I fly my F-22 on that 1850 kV setup, and I fly it on 6 and 7S. 6S, it's great. Super low amp draw, probably in the 104 to 105 amp range. Full throttle. Part throttle, it's in like between 25 and 35 amps. So it's really, really efficient. If you go up one cell, the amp draw goes up a little higher. Thanks to Anthony Lachey for doing his testing. The amp draw does go up a little bit higher when you get to full throttle. The peak is probably going to be right around 148, 145 to 150 amps. For short bursts, that's not bad. The plane will live, but you have to be good with your throttle. Otherwise, you can burn up your batteries real quick. So let's see what he says. The motor, fan combo, and the Eflite is very easy. Yes. Is that one I have? Can't remember if I still have that set up. Maybe that's what's in there. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'll show you that one. Thanks for bringing that up, Kenny. That is a good setup, and that's unfortunately right on the edge of efficiency because it uses a 36mm motor. Give me a second, because I have another fan in here, and I think that's the fan. Yeah, it is the fan. Okay, I forgot. So I'm going to show you guys that one too. Thanks for bringing that up, Kenny. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yes, that's what I forgot. I did have that one. So that's what that other box was. So thanks for bringing that up, Kenny. I do have it. Hope you guys can still hear me okay. But I had to go over and get that. Yes, that's what this is. Okay, so I forgot. I bought this to use in something, but I never used it. So, yes, so this is the Viper setup. And this one's plastic, but this is the same one that the Viper comes with. This one says FMS, but it's the Eflite they have their version. Eflite FMS. Eflite used FMS's stuff. So put that away. But this is the FMS fan, 1950 kV, 36mm motor. And it has a 1950 kV. It's just like the other ones that I showed you with the fans inside. It has a cooling fan. These things will actually do 7S as well. You're kind of pushing it a little hard, so it's going to be a little bit of a higher amp draw, but it does work. And again, this is the plastic version, so it's lighter. But if you want a little bit better heat dissipation, you'd want to get the metal version because they do sell it in metal too. Airvex, what's up? So what packs are you using for 7S? So the packs I'm using for 7S right now, I have actual 7S packs that I will be using more of. I have an actual. I use RC battery, which are Lipiri Air. I have 3S and 4S that I pair together. Those are 6500, 6200 or 6500. And those have been absolutely perfect. They get a little warm because I fly like an idiot, but they haven't given me any problems. They fly great. Father Fryer, is that Johnny? What's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? So anyway, there is the this is the Viper fan. This is a somewhat lighter setup. It's not quite as heavy as the 40 millimeter size with the metal, but it does put out similar power. They're a little bit high amp draw as far as peak goes, but the lower end of the spectrum, like medium to half, half to 3/4, they do really well. Yep, CVO Hobo, that's 100% correct. I've flown. Was it the Sirius? No, it wasn't the Sirius. It was the Hawk, the FMS Hawk with an X-Fly fan. I was able to fly for 18 minutes as I was testing. So yeah, Johnny, I'm glad you got on. Thanks for getting onto the nerd space with my weirdness with my RC planes. But thanks for being here, buddy. And looking up, yes, you are correct. A lot of the fans work better in free-wing planes. Here's the crazy thing, though: the new free-wing motors have actually been pretty good. I don't have any here to actually show you guys, but the 9-blade was bleh. So we have a lot of people that work with electrical efficiency, and when they say something's efficient, they're actually saying that it's electrically efficient. And electrically efficient doesn't always work with how things go in when you fly an RC plane, because electrically efficient means that you're going to fly the thing full throttle all the time, and for flying at full throttle, it's going to be within the efficiency range that it needs to be, which is great, but that's not practical. You can't fly around full throttle all the time. So those 9-blades were basically like an on-off switch. They didn't make power in between. They did great up top, but there's nothing down below. So it was like, like the torqueless wonder, like a Honda Civic or whatever, with all top end, but nothing in between. And you can't go around just screaming all the time. So the FMS are better all around. And I think the new free-wing fans that they just recently did are better at it too. Let's see. But yeah, those things work good. They work good in there. And I've done that with a lot. FMS fans and free-wing planes. They end up, sometimes they take a little bit of work, but it's almost always worth it. The biggest one that I noticed right off the bat was the F5. When I put an FMS fan in the F5, just the basic FMS fan, that thing went ballistic. It went crazy. So yeah. Yeah, and you're right. It just depends on the. It's an 80 millimeter housing, but the rotor may not be all the way at 80. FMS are more like 80. There's a little bit of room, but the closer you make the fan to the outside of the housing, you have to have a balance, number one. But number two, it increases the efficiency. And that's another thing that FMS has been doing too. When you pull the fan further back into the housing, it increases efficiency just because it's the Venturi effect or whatever you call it. It makes it work better. Anytime you hear a fan that makes a really cool whooshing noise, it's actually bad. But if you hear a fan that's virtually silent but still makes, you can hear the noise, but you don't hear like an airy sound, that means that it's working the way it should. And the new FMS and even some of the new X-Fly, they'll do that where you just hear them, but there's not like a whole bunch of air, which means a lot more efficient. So let's see, there's some other stuff being said in here too. So Scotty Story says, Ray, when you use different batteries to get certain S rate, they have to be the same. Okay, so the way that I do it, you can do it however you want. The ESC doesn't care. The ESC sees voltage. That's it. It doesn't say, oh, hey, he put a 2-cell and a 5-cell together to make sense. It doesn't care. All it sees is that there's voltage where it needs to be. Now, when you start mixing and matching, the best thing to do is to get batteries of the same brand, batteries of the same C, and batteries of the same discharge rate. So you'd have a 2S and a 5S to give you 7S if you wanted to do that. So long as the batteries are of the same age and of the same C rating and of the same capacity, you can safely put them together. If you mismatch things in a way, you're going to have one battery doing more work than the other. So it's better to have them all meet those same criteria. I mean, even if you want to go by internal resistance, you can do that too. But the main thing you want to do when you put things in series, you're increasing voltage, but not the actual capacity. So you want to have packs of the same capacity and same C rating so that there's no variance in which one's going to be dumping its voltage fastest. Yes, there are people that have experimented with that. My buddy Frank, he's done that where he's had one battery of a higher C rating and of a different capacity that he's used, but only for short burst, and it helps with certain areas, but not. So anyway, there's ways to do it, but it's best to make that to where they're all the same capacity, C rating, and brand and age if possible, because you don't want the one with if you have one with high internal resistance and one with low internal resistance, the low internal resistance is going to do all the work. The one with the high is not going to do much because it's path of least resistance. So that one's just going to kind of struggle, and the other one's going to put out as much as it can. It's the one with the lowest resistance is going to end up working harder than the others. So example I use with my series packs, I'll use for 8S, I'll use 2 4S of either 5,000, 6,000, 6,200, or 6,500, even 5,200. And all the same C rating, anywhere from 40C up to 65C. I have a couple that are 100C. Now, there are people that love SMC, and I have no issue with that. I don't like their pricing, but SMC are awesome packs, period. As you can see, Angle of Attack here has used those. He's got the 8S batteries. Now he's charging. Okay, so he's flying his 7S F-15 with those. So yeah, so SMC makes packs that are good. They're just a little bit more expensive than I want. They don't really do much more for me for what it is that I need. Jeff in Lower Alabama, what is up? And then looking up, yeah, thanks for being here. So let's just make it simple. And I see Angle of Attack, you meant 3.8. When you're using series packs, series increases voltage, keeps it the same capacity. So you want it to be like capacity. You want it to be like brand. You want it to be the same age if you can, or same age or internal resistance. And then you need to have them the same C rating. So 30C, 50C, doesn't matter what the C is, just make sure that it works for the load. SMC are really low resistance, so they're going to be crazy. They're going to dump all their power real fast, which is fine. So that works. Sorry if my voice is going weird. No, this is not beer. It's seltzer water and black cherry polar. Trying to keep my voice from cracking. It's getting all weird. But guys, check out Angle of Attack RC. That's Anthony Lachey. He's getting his channel going. But check out what he's doing. He did a couple good videos recently. Got real risky with his Eflite F-18. CTRC, what do you mean third flights? Something needs to change. I've done that too. So here's the funny thing is with me and my Lucky Gallon, my first 2 flights were just crazy. So get past it. And I'm not saying that in a flippant way, but whatever it is that might be holding you back, if you fly it on a 3rd flight and it's weird, hurry up and get back to the 4th flight, and then hurry up and get to the 5th flight. Just keep, pushing past it. If I crash a plane, I'll pick up the pieces, pull stuff out, set that plane aside, and go grab another one and fly it right away. And usually one that's harder to fly, just so that I can quit messing with my head. But anyway, I'm checking up on the chat, guys. So angle of attack. So yeah, some of those are charged. What's the highest? Because I know the high voltage. What can you do them to? 4.25. What's the? I don't they go up to like 4.3? Higher? I don't know how that works. But anyway, you got to for serious stuff, you just pay a little bit more attention. Got to make sure that you have batteries that are going to be working the same. So all of my series packs, I put them together. I'll number them, and I'll make it so that 1 will go with 1, 2 will go with 2, because I have HRBs, 2 sets, and I make sure that they've always been together. They'll never get used on their own. If they do get used on their own, 1 will get used and the other one will get used, but they'll be the same. So try to keep them the same age, which is important. Reason why I say age is because that means the older they are, the internal resistance goes up. So if they're the same age, that internal resistance will go along with it. If you use one more than the other, the internal resistance will be higher, and the one that's used less will be higher in the one that's been used more, and less in the one that's been used less. So you want them to all be the same. Gosh, a sudden gust of wind on 3rd flight. 3rd flight. Just got to get past that 3rd, skip it, and go to the 4th. Got to do it. You got to do it. Get out the funk. Want to get out of that funk. Got to get out that funk. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but still, it can't be done. Lori Bell Humor. I've never really looked at your page. I've never really looked at your stuff, but I have now, and I'm going to pay more attention to you. This looks cool. You've got planes. You've got Native American crafts and all that stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pay more attention to your stuff. Thanks for being here again. You're always like a steady person coming in here. So I do appreciate it. I do appreciate you chatting all the time. So thanks so much. But I'm going to check out your stuff. I haven't really looked at your page, and I need to. I hope I got your name right. But anyway, so that's what I've got for EDFs. I don't have anything bigger than 90 with me right now, but thinking about possibly trying some 105 stuff. But we shall see. We shall see. But that's a little bit of a rundown of the stuff that I've got with me here. I'm going to be doing some assembly stuff and putting more planes together and in the air. Excuse me. So the weather has been weird. Had all this different stuff. So yesterday we had super humid weather, and then we've had crazy wind. So this whole year has been rain, crosswind, heavy wind, high heat, high wind, all that, just craziness. So hopefully we'll be getting back to some normalcy. I'm stuffing up for some reason, which is weird. But so that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. And hopefully that was informative for those of you that care. But let's see what else there is here. I think that's about it. And yes, it can only get better. Let me take a look at this. What somebody said, angle of attack. You see that guy, Vossi fan? So that's the crazy thing. Vossi fans are high-speed fans. They've got a lot of pitch, low blade count, high pitch, and those require lots of intake air, very specific exhaust diameters. They'll work one way, but if you cut down their intake air at all, they're going to choke. So anytime I have high pitch, they're very picky. But from what I've seen, they're really good as far as high speed goes, especially if you're going to use them in a composite airframe. So when it comes to foamies, which I'm going to stick to because I've dealt with my share of composite and wood models and dealt with all the complexity and stuff, I don't plan on going back to that. For all I'm going to be using, I'm going to stick to the basics: FMS, Cyclone, Freewing, X-Fly. There's a couple other fans that are good, but I'm going to stick to those because what works the best, and they're cheap, and they're drop-in, cheap in price, not necessarily cheap in quality, but that's what it is. It looks like we've just hit over the hour mark, so I don't want to keep going too long, but I did want to get on here with all my people and talk about stuff that I've been doing, and hopefully that wasn't too boring. But these fans have been what's kept me occupied in the hobby for so long, and over the last 10 years, flying these so much, probably for like the last 7 to 10 years, I've been mainly flying EDFs. But yeah, I fly everything, but for the most part, EDFs are what I deal with the most, mainly because they're easier to transport. But it's just, you know, the fast stuff and the jets are just really cool. It's just fun to watch. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for being here. Trying to get the viewership back up again, but you guys helped a lot by being here today, so thank you very much for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that goodness. Like I said, I'm planning on trying to get more subs, which we have done. 400 in the last month, which is great. So and thank you, Lori. Like I said, I'm going to pay attention to your page more. I don't think I've even have to subscribe to it. Let's just do that right now. But support your friends, guys. That's the main thing to do. Support the people that do stuff that you can appreciate. That's what I do. I try to subscribe to all of you guys, just because that's just what you're supposed to do. It's not about being Facebook famous. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube famous. If it happens, it happens. But just about supporting your friends. So I plan to do, and will always be doing that. But yeah, so thanks to all y'all for being here. And I have new music, but I'm also going to play some music for Fred Barron as always. But I've got new music going, and hopefully you guys will see me back out at the field sometime soon. And we're going to have a couple of air shows this year. I don't know if it's going to happen with Reed Hillview. I can't get a hold of the guy for Reed Hillview, but the food truck flying is going to be awesome, as always. But for the most part, I'm just going to get back to flying at my local fields. So thanks to y'all for being here. I'm going to get going. I'll leave the chat up for a little bit and then get back to doing what I was doing. But thanks to y'all for being here, and have a good night. See you next time.